We have come to the end of the 88th Texas legislative session, the regular session.
Thank God.
So I'm here with Andy today, and we're going to tell you a little bit about where the public safety related bills stand as of now.
So we had several big wins on behalf of
did.
public safety. So we had some good ones. We had one that we actually introduced back in 2019. We were the ones that pushed for the state to pass a law making it a criminal offense if you destroy, remove, or tamper your ankle monitor. And most people thought, well, that has to be a crime. It is now.
It took us a lot of time to figure out how many states it's a crime in.
We became the 11th state to actually pass legislation. So effective September 1st, if you are so inclined to remove, destroy, or tamper your ankle monitor, you will be criminally charged. That's a good one.
Another one that was a big win was SB 435, which Allison Steele, who helped us with two of our legislative briefings, worked hard on. And it allows victims and their families of violent crime to see crime scene footage ahead of trial,
basically right now, and the impetus for this was the Santa Fe the school shooting. And the families had basically not been allowed to find out anything about what happened to their loved one, which of course you would want to know that, but because the case is, quote, still pending, by law they were not privy to that information. So now, and that bill was signed immediately by the governor. So the good thing is it's not just for the victims of school shootings, it's for any homicide.
Which is something that we were really interested in as a victim services, or as victim services organization who works with victims all the time. We thought that that was really important for all victims, and we're grateful that that's what ended up coming of this bill.
That was basically what I would call yo-yoed around. At first it was going to just allow the Santa Fe, then it had inclusion, then it was removed, but finally, ultimately, all victims are going to benefit from that.
Last one.
So the other one I had is kind of a quirky little thing. It's HB 1557, sponsored by State Rep Lacey Hall. And I found out because I went to a parole board hearing with a victim whose ex-boyfriend basically tried to strangle her to death, also known as assault with intent to impede breathing. And so when we went up there to protest the potential parole, we were told that by statute the parole board, even if they deny, must review annually. They had zero discretion, unlike other violent offenses, because the hands were not considered
deadly weapons.
Correct. So we had that filed, and it did pass. So now the parole board will have discretion, and that's just a key word. If they want to still give a year set off, so be it. But at least now they'll be able to classify assault with intent to impede breathing just like other violent offenses. And if they decide not to review anywhere from 1 to 5 years, this bill allows them to do that.
So thank you to everyone that has engaged with us during this legislative session and engaged in the legislative process in general. It's very important to stay engaged. We are now in the first special session, and we're hopeful that future special sessions will include some other bills that we've been interested in. You can read the press release that we sent recently about those two bills, as well as learn more about where legislation stands that's related to public safety on our website at crime-stoppers.org/legislative-efforts.
See you in 2025.